It is said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Glad to have you with us at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, home to the UTSA Roadrunners. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Indiana Hoosiers, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the UTSA Roadrunners. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Roadrunners ready to get this thing started and open the season. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Looking for space, it's out. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5. All right, guys, let's talk a little Indiana. You start the season top 25. Clearly, expectations are flying. But with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. On the direct snap, it's Sandoval. Defense was not fooled for a second, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it's not quite the start this offense wanted to have on 3rd down. It's their first opportunity. That one falls incomplete. They're going to have to be better on those critical downs as this game goes on.
The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3-and-outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4-and-out if they don't convert. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's Otis. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down. You're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Going to try to get it himself. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Rides the back and leaves it. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Let's step back here and look at the big picture for Indiana. By no means was it a transfer portal exodus, the number of guys they lost among the fewest in the country, but you do wonder if things have just become really transactional in the sport right now.
Well, this is a team that had a lot of success last year, and a lot of their key players want to build off of that. So to me, not a big surprise that these guys decided to stick around.
Yeah, it's cool to see it, man. You don't see a lot of this in college football nowadays. A lot of people leaving. They're doing a good job of retaining their guys. They must have built a really good culture.
Makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice game.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
Quarterback on the keeper. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Man, a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
And the Hoosiers trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Looking for the end zone. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Hoosiers!
I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise on the opening drive. Nice execution. They scored a touchdown. That was big time.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. Ready up. Back to throw. It's Witherspoon. Catch in the middle. It's McDaniel. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Steps away. Got his man on the right. Past the 45. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. There is striking distance at the 37.
That's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Razor. Pound 55 weak. Pulls and throws off the RPO. Allowed and forced out of bounds. Mark it right at the 16-yard line, and man, are they in business. And the Roadrunners will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to pass inside the red zone. He got it, and he will score. Touchdown, Roadrunners.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, These guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And right down the middle. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. There he goes. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Back to pass, it's straight. Buying some time. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Ball is loose. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. And he had an opportunity there to make something out of nothing, but things just got sideways and the ball came free.
I just like the effort on defense, okay? They couldn't get to the quarterback initially in the pocket. He starts scrambling, and they don't quit. You saw all of the effort of everybody pursuing the QB, catching up to him, and then creating the fumble. Awesome job.
The Roadrunners headed quickly to the line. This is a kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to run.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today. I like the idea of going toss to the field, but you got to have better blocking by your wide receivers out there on the perimeter. They didn't get it done, and as a result, that's a negative play.
Slings it downfield. Got the big tight end on the corner route. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
And I tell you what, these big-bodied tight ends that can catch the football in the corner routes, it doesn't have to be a perfect throw. You know, usually you got littler guys, it's hard. You got to put the ball more on the money, but this big dude can just go up and get it. You just throw it near the sidelines, he'll do the rest.
He lobs one high down the left side. Snags it. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. Dropping back, it's Witherspoon. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, UTSA! Ran the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And this QB starting to do some work, man. The big explosive play in the passing game. You get inside the 10, you're thinking run. Everybody thinking run. You back it up with another pass, another great throw, and quickly this offense gets right to the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 clash today. Miami is running away with this one, thanks to an offense that may get its own 30 for 30 after this one. They're up 14 over Auburn. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Sandoval. Buys a little time. Caught over the middle. It's straight. Boom! And it's a fumble on the play. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes.
You've got to have better ball security on offense. The football possession, that is priceless. Losing possession, turning the ball over, that kills you in games. That loses games. That is a bad, bad play at a bad time.
UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead.
Well, after getting the takeaway now, you're in the fringe area just outside the red zone. The offense trying to stay aggressive. They're throwing it right away, seeing if they can catch the defense sleeping after now just coming on the field. But give the defense credit. They were aware. They were ready for it. Made sure that one fell incomplete.
They ripped off 7 on that one. Now a 3rd down and 3.
Well, look, I know this guy is not the biggest running back in college football, but boy, is he dangerous, right? He's so shifty. He's hard to bring down. It's a good idea to get him going in the passing game. Put him out in space. Let's see what he can do.
They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. They're going to ride this running back. And he's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it for the first quarter. At the end of the quarter, guys, it's UTSA holding the edge. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. And the Roadrunners trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Here we go. The play action fake. Going for it all. And that one's going to be over everybody's head and incomplete.
Well, this quarterback has really found a nice rhythm early, and he's in firm control and command of everything that's happening. They've had 2 drives, they've scored 2 touchdowns, and here on their 3rd possession, he still wants to take shots. That one obviously falls incomplete, but if you're him, I would keep spinning the beam.
To the ground with the back. He is denied, cannot get to the first down marker, and it's 4th down coming. The Roadrunners will go for it on 4th down. Jackrabbit. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking to the big tight end. Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. Bringing it back. He's at the 40. A really good return after the interception puts them in business at the 29. About the only good thing that happened for the offense on that play, at least it wasn't a pick 6. What a return.
Yeah, that didn't look good for the offense. You know, all those big fellas, those O-linemen, they're not going to be able to go make the play. So as the DB getting the interception, you know, if you can break that play and you can get past that level, it might be to the house. It might be to the crib. Lucky that wasn't a pick 6 if you're on offense.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with it. They'll pull him down after a pickup of 5 down to the 23.
And after having a nice game like that on 1st down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on 2nd down, on 3rd, you won't have that long to go.
The Hoosiers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
A shot toward the end zone. And that one's way too far.
you see them there taking the shot. I think the thought process is look, we've had so much success early in this game running the football. Let's see if we can now take advantage of the defense throwing the ball over their head. They're going to be expecting run. Safeties and linebackers are all going to be playing downhill trying to stop that. If we get the one-on-one opportunities to the outside, we have got to take shots. That one fell incomplete, but they should keep trying this as the game goes on.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. UTSA takes over in the offense, ready to hit the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it. If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
And the Roadrunners moving quickly to the line.
Plays are going to break down, but that never seems to affect this quarterback. He's so athletic and so fast. He's able to avoid the pass.
Purdy on the Jets. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Give to the single back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Looking to throw, it's Witherspoon. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
Going right and going deep. Makes the grab, gets the foot down. Just precision execution on that big play. The Roadrunners are rolling down the field. Here's a quick throw out to the left. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And already in the second quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, UT San Antonio.
And this offense is firing on all cylinders right now. Starting the year, game one, creating a little bit of a pad and separation at the end of this first half. But you can see why so many people are really excited about this offense this season.
And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. So a drive there of 85 yards, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make them.
Swings it out to the flat. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
And the Hoosiers come to the line in the hurry-up. All right, guys, let's talk a little Indiana. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry-pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Got a man. It's Otis. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And a nice job separating by the slot receiver on that in route. Man-to-man coverage. He put his foot in the ground, created a little bit of separation, and that made that play work.
Fires to the tight end. Third down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
Okay, ready? When offenses get first downs like this, and they move the sticks, and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to...
Touchdown, Indiana! Haul that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And he's going to bring this one out. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what vision. Can they catch him? They won't get him. It's a touchdown. No guts, no glory. Caught it in the end zone. Didn't hesitate for a millisecond to take that thing back, and boy, did it pay off.
And this is why kickoff returns are so exciting. There's so much space between you and the other team flying down the field. The only time you're going to be provided that much space, and you could tell he knew what to do with that space. Kicked on the Jets by Felicia.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. The give on the option. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They're setting up the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
How about the job and recognition by the defense? They knew exactly what they were trying to set up, and they had multiple defenders surrounding that intended target so that there was nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball.
And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
You threw the incompletion, you've got 4th down in your own end, but you want to keep the good times rolling, right? Things have just been getting better and better early in this game. You kicked the field goal, then you got a touchdown. You don't want to punt right here. So if I'm the offensive coordinator, it's really, really hard. You're begging your coach to let you stay on the field here and try and convert this 4th down.
On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Lofts one high indeed. And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs.
There are analytics out there in college football that say maybe you can go for that at that point of the field here in the first half. It's still early. If you don't get it, you can come back later in the game, make it up, score some more points, and that mistake will be erased. The problem is right now at this juncture of the game, that was a big-time error. The fact that you didn't get that, you're now gifting your opponent points.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. It's Witherspoon. Finds his big tight end. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see him develop in the middle. And you can tell they had keys on the tight end. He wasn't going anywhere after he caught that.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Washington has the lead right now. Feels like we've heard the air raid sirens a few times today, but they haven't been able to pull away. They're up by 6 over Bowling Green. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Now rolling to the left. Picked off. A turnover in their own end. Looking for more room. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, UTSA.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finished the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
And he puts through the extra point. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield. It's straight. Bringing the heat. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
Man, I don't know if you want that guy outside the pocket very often because he's so fast and he can do some damage, but they did a nice job containing him. Once he left the pocket, they were ready for it, came to him, he tried to throw the football. Nice hit on the quarterback as he's throwing to force a bad pass.
And that one goes incomplete, but there is a penalty flag, and they might have gotten him for OPI. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Second down coming up. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Got it in the middle. It's Otis. Tripped up for the tackle. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
They'll send the back in motion. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
3rd and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
They're a couple of yards short of the 1st down, but the offense will stay out there on 4th down. And they gambled in their own end, turn it over on downs, and now the other offense is set up. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Give to the running back. Pass mistakes, and he may get more. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. Back to throw. It's Witherspoon. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And that was another ball thrown in harm's way. And this young man, he already has one interception. That was almost a second. Just playing a little bit loose with the football. Let's make sure we get that dialed in. We can't make those mistakes. Hard to win games when you make big mistakes.
So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half.
Let's go! Let's go!
Looking to throw on 1st down. Going for the big play. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Hoosiers will kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. They'll open this 3rd quarter with a run. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw, it's Witherspoon. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. He'll try to do it himself. 1st down and more. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his feet as he moves those sticks.
And how about it? It's not just the arm. We've seen that today where he's picked them apart, put up some yardage, put on some touchdowns. Also showing you he can do it with his puppies. Taking off, running, getting the 1st down. Nice scramble. He's shown you a little bit of everything today.
Wide open downfield. Touchdown, UT San Antonio. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
And everybody's getting in on the fun now for this offense. From the opening whistle, they have been up and down the field. Starters are scoring. You've got backups in the game now. And I love the play calling. These guys came to your school to play in this offense to score touchdowns, so let them go do it. Make this defense prove they can stop it.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Motion from the back. On the direct snap, it's Sandoval. Incomplete, and they tried to catch him flat-footed on 1st down, but the defense was ready. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Direct snap. It's Sandoval using his legs to buy some time. It's incomplete. Tried a little razzle-dazzle there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, I think for that play to work, you need to have some access and cushion and coverage. For the receiver to be able to do something with it after the catch. That time, the defender was just way too close, all over him, and he tackles him for no gain.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Back to throw. It's Drake. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. And the Hoosiers want to pick up the tempo. Wants to throw again. Got it in the middle. It's Otis. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Hoosiers can really attack on this second and short. Fires to the middle. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Takes it from the gun on third down. Grab near the marker. It's Otis. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and...
Oh, he's got some space.
Greatest show on earth, baby.
And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Hoosiers!
With that last touchdown now, they're trying to create some momentum. They're trying to avoid starting the season 0-1. They know they've got a lot of work to do here in the second half, but you should be feeling pretty good about that last score. Now you've got to keep that up.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He had visions of glory on that return, but he'll step out of bounds at the 29. UTSA takes over and the offense ready to hit the field. They'll go back to work with a sizable margin still up there on the scoreboard. Looking to buy time. Now he'll turn one loose back to the middle. He makes a grab. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all away. Touchdown, Roadrunners.
One of the things I love about this quarterback, David, is that he keeps his eyes downfield when he gets outside the pocket. He might have had an opportunity to take off running with that, but he knew he had an opportunity for an even bigger play. And how about the run after the catch?
And that's great. You love that about the quarterbacks, but it's so frustrating when you got a guy that just breaks the contain of the pocket, breaks down your defense. Now you got to cover longer in the back end, and you can tell he comes free, he sees him, catches it, and walks right into the end zone.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
He's down to the 37-yard line, and that's where he goes out of bounds. Looking for a man. It's straight. Finds his tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. The idea is keep moving it forward, able to spit it out quickly to the tight end and get a few.
And the idea on defense is to tackle the catch. Don't give them any yards after they make the reception. Nice job.
Now sliding to his left. He'll take a shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. Makes a catch, first down and maybe a lot more. Touchdown, Indiana! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
How about the day for this young fella? 3 receiving touchdowns. Hey, defense, That guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the... unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more off coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on its heels. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offense approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
Fires to the tight end. Moves up to the 34-yard line, give him a 10-yard pickup. And the Roadrunners will hustle to the line.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Got the return. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They've fallen into a hole here, and they need to start fighting back right now on this drive. Fires to the wideout. Snagged in the middle. It's Otis. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. Offense getting set for first down.
Ready, set.
Use the play fake. Now to throw. Blasted as he lets it go. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Just when they thought they had the big play, the penalty wipes it out. Here comes the offense on first down. Off the play fake. Under fire. Bought a little time, lets it go. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Taking it the other way. Inside the 10. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, UTSA.
This guy really is the complete linebacker. Not only is he physical and not only can he play downhill to stop the run, this guy is a weapon in pass coverage. You saw it on that play. What can't this guy do?
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Washington State ran roughshod over the competition en route to a double-digit victory, and they looked clean doing it. And I don't just mean in those unis. This team is a buttoned-up group. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense.
Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
The sweet feet buy a little time. Spits it out to the back. Got a man. Turning it on. Oh, the sweet feet. Almost took it all the way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up first and goal.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10.
Get set, get set.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Floating away. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking downfield, it's Witherspoon. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down.
That's a heads-up decision by the quarterback there. You want to throw a touchdown, but if it's not there, just throw it away, and now we got third.
How about this defense digging in its heels after the big play? It's now third and goal.
Cricket.
Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And the third down pass is incomplete.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And this one is perfect. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Grab behind the line. It's out. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going and create a big play.
To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense. And the Hoosiers in the hurry-up.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
To the air. It's straight. Using the quick game. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, he has been the go-to guy all game long. He has been lighting up the scoreboard. This defense cannot cover him.
The Hoosiers have their offense in high gear.
Ready.
Looking downfield on first down. With the catch, it's out. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Holds it in. And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the third. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. Wants to throw again. Forced out of the pocket. Into the end zone. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Snap to the back. And some room to work. Not a lot of movement on that one. The defense in position. Halfway there on first down. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go right back to it.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
The Roadrunners come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short.
3:25.
The give to the back. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
And this offense does it again on 3rd down. They have been so elite on 3rd down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at it. They've built the lead, and they've got a good chance to finish this one out if they keep that up.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And the Roadrunners come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. To the air, it's Witherspoon. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. You get that turnover, and you try to punch them hard immediately on the first play, and they come up with a big game.
And when the defense is running on the field, you are thinking sudden change, sudden change. When they create a turnover, a lot of...
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to go up top. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Fires to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had 0 rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
And it's really good 3rd down defense. You've given up some yards. Who cares? Down here right near the goal line, you bow your neck up. You force the 4th down. Nice job breaking on the football and forcing the incompletion.
Never a doubt. I wouldn't say they cut into the deficit. They sort of microscopically edged off the deficit. Still a mountain to climb. The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football. UTSA takes over, and the offense ready to hit the field. The defense made a play with that interception to set them up. Now to see if they can cash it in. Runs through a tackle. They finally get him stopped, but this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. They'll start this one from the 29 on 1st down.
Cut. Lasso.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Finds a man in the middle. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
Well, this quarterback now has over 400 yards passing. To do that, you have to have weapons catching the ball. You've seen that in this offense all game long. There are some dangerous playmakers in the perimeter.
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
And playing defense now in college football, you have to be ready for motions. And wide receivers are becoming more and more part of the game plan of getting them the football, letting them be running backs. You see it even in the NFL some too. Great job by the defense. They were ready for it. They were aware. Now the offense maybe use that as a decoy in the future.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. To the air, it's Witherspoon. Starting to feel a little pressure. Just couldn't find a hole in this defense. They were ready for him and forced him out of bounds, and no gain on the play.
Yeah, I think that's nice discipline by this defense. Doing a good job playing inside out, using the sideline to their advantage, kind of stringing it out, not giving up yards. This is a really good job by the defense, playing fast and playing smart.
Splits the uprights. Good. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
Indiana sends the offense onto the field. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. Wants to go up top on 1st down. With the catch, it's Otis. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the 1st down. And the Hoosiers are in the hurry-up.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be.
Lofts one deep down the right side. Got it in stride at the 15. He's out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and that is why explosive plays can change games.
Dip 3 soda. Dip 3 soda. One. Hey, camper.
To the air on 1st down. Unleashes to the end zone. And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. But they still do count it for 6.
I think it's a good sign for coaches to see that their team is still fighting. They're getting blown out in this game. Nothing has gone their offense's way. They've been outmatched. But here in the 4th quarter, you like to see guys competing. You like to see guys still trying to fight. Because as a coach, you want to know the next time you take the field, which guys you can depend on and what you can build off of.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he's not going to take the touchback. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line.
Ready? Come on, set. Timber. Ready?
To the air, it's Witherspoon. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. On the run, deep down the right side.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on 1st down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
They keep it on the ground, clock is their friend. Got the 1st down and more. He's piled up 82 yards rushing, and this offense wanted to establish the ground game, and man, have they started the season right in that regard.
Moves.
Right back to the well. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Running back searching for one. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here.
6-9-1, Gators score. Down.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Right on the money. Coming through that 3rd down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. The Roadrunners will snap it on 1st and 10.
42, spot.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. They give it to him again. Find some fresh air. Running wide open down the gut of the field. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their total.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get concerned, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. North Texas looked like a serious force in what can only be described as a dominant win. This is a program that's won before, and they might just add some more hardware before the year is out. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Motion from the wideout. Off the play fake on 1st down. Finds his big tight end. Brings it to the open. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Looking to throw, it's straight. Grabbed in the middle, it's Otis. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line. The Hoosiers want to move quickly. Wants to throw on 1st down. That's caught. It's Otis. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. Looking to fire. It's complete to the right. He makes the tackle at the 23-yard line, but not before a pickup of 5 and enough for the 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Dances away. Throws to the wideout. Nearly another interception. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into line.
And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Dropping back, it's Witherspoon. Looking downfield. Complete in the middle. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. Looks as if they're going to get the W behind a really good performance from their passing attack and maybe hold that edge in the rankings as well, fellas.
They're going to hold the edge. They're going to create some separation, too.
And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
They'll try to add another to their lead. Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. Boy, they didn't exactly milk the clock on that drive, did they? 2 plays and into the end zone for the touchdown. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the right. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left. One more play to pad the stats.
Let's go.
Now the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. That's reeled in. It's Otis. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one.